champion. It is time. 7 worlds to save!
Amid Evil is the latest retro FPS under publisher New Blood Interactive, joining games like Dusk and Maximum Action, and you guys know what to expect. A very old school feel, something like classic Quake, and very fast gameplay and gory feedback, but with modern tweaks. There seems to be a little bit more of a focus on melee weapons in this, and it does look pretty awesome.
Amid Evil.
VICCP, or Very Important Central Control Panel, is an adventure game along the lines of Please Don't Touch Anything, and has you at the helm of said panel, pushing buttons to, well, see what happens, with the main gameplay draw to discover all the different endings. Rolling Gunner was pointed out by viewer Carl Hammerstrom, so a shout out to him, and as always, do let me know if I missed any other games in the comments below. This is a bullet hell shoot 'em up that looks great for fans of the genre. Unfortunately for me, number 1, I don't own the platform, and number 2, it uses 3D models on a 2D plane which I'm not quite a fan of.
This is not the end of the world. That already happened. This is what is left. Us, Gravehold, and the Nameless. For generations, we have taken refuge in an ancient and haunted place. It has taken our mages an aeon to hone their craft, but they are ready, and they are lethal. The breaches, the very conduits through which the Nameless travel, have become our weapon.
Aeon's End is the digital translation of the deck-building tabletop card game of the same name, and as it is with these digital versions, the game mechanics will depend on the original game, which sits at 8.1 on Board Game Geek, so not too shabby. I quite like the art, and the unique hook of this game is that contrary to other deck builders, your discard pile is not shuffled when you empty your deck, but rather the order in which your cards were discarded is preserved, so this leads to some clever choices. Summer Islands is a tycoon game about building the ultimate holiday destination. Everything from airports to hotels and beachfront locations, the art style does remind me a little bit of old school SimCity and Sim whatever games. The Story Tale is a level-based action platformer with some good pixel art. Play as two characters, the prince and the princess, in a variety of challenging levels filled with combat and platforming challenges. I've had my eye on this for a little while due to the art, but apparently the English translation is a little rough, so I'm gonna wait a little more. I hope I'm not butchering the name of the game, but Un Pas Fragile is an adorable adventure game about a frog who dreams of becoming a ballet dancer. I absolutely love the art style and hope to see more from the developers. This appears to be a student project of sorts, but tremendous potential for the team.
登天福地，神道之具。数百年来，仙师学院守护着魔神封印，让世人远离暗虚之难。然而，太平终有时。月食之夜，洞天结界突然被天火击碎，封印崩溃，暗虚四散，魔神即将再临世界。
Zengen is an anime-style top-down action roguelite from, if it's not obvious enough, a Chinese developer that sees you, a student of the Celestial College, taking on the forces of darkness. It is one of an increasing number of Chinese games on Steam and looks to be one of the standout titles, with at least some translation to English. Love me a roguelite, so very keen on this. Breakout Calamity TV show is just a good old twin-stick shooter where you are the star of a horrid reality TV show with monsters and enemies. The trailer switches between the isometric and top-down views with pinball table inspired levels and a very dystopian game show feel, so it hits the nail right on the head. The indie game Legend 3D is a first-person action-adventure game, so think Doom mixed with Zelda, but with less blood and gore.
Welcome to my world! Fight my swarm!
I'm quite surprised that the first-person action-adventure genre isn't more of a thing, but it looks cool and very well designed.
You'll never become the indie game legend!
Investigator: The Case of the Big Crime is a comedic adventure game about a detective alligator who is just here to solve crimes. Not a fan of the sounds and place of words, since it does annoy me, but the writing seems silly and fun. One of my most highly anticipated games, N, finally hit Steam Early Access after being kickstarted a whole 6 years ago. This is a pixel art Metroidvania with shoot-'em-up elements, so it checks all the right boxes for me. Just rewatching the trailer as I type this, and my gosh, it is a beautiful game. Do note that the early access version cannot be completed, with the last 2 areas missing, so we'll check back on this when it hits 1.0, hopefully in 3 to 6 months. For more upcoming indie game new releases, check out the previous video or click on the recommended playlist, and I will see you after the jump.